So just imagine yourself, okay? You're in your car, right? You're about to go to some kind of networking event somewhere. So it could be a CABA event or a different kind of event you go to. And what's going through your mind right now before you go into the event? Anybody, what's going through your mind? A couple things. Go ahead. What's happening in there?
What to say?
What to say? Okay, what to say? Right?
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Who's going to be there?
Who's going to be there? Right?
Yeah.
There's always, everybody's got some different things happening in their mind. What's happening? Now, what if you just say this? Instead of letting things come to your mind, just all of a sudden say to yourself, this is going to be an outstanding event, right? Go ahead and say that. Say, this is going to be an outstanding event. Say that.
This is going to be an outstanding event.
Say this. Say, I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Say that.
Yeah.
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy.
Say to yourself, you're still getting in front of the event, and say something wonderful is going to happen today. Say that.
Something wonderful
is going to happen today.
Say, I'm a lean, mean network machine, baby. Go ahead. Say that.
Fighting machine.
Say, when you're by yourself, you can say, I'm a lean, mean, sexy machine. But you're not going to say that.
Oh, that's
me,
me.
right?
That's me.
Yeah. You see, if you can let your brain do whatever it wants to, but you can force it or say things to yourself to get yourself in an attitude, get yourself pumped up before this event. See, so you walk into this event, right? You walk in the front door and you ask this question. I want you to ask me this question. Say, Steve, go ahead. Say, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What's your goal for coming here today? Say that.
Hey, Steve.
What's your goal for coming
here
here
today?
Well, my goal.
I want to squirt as many people as I could.
I like that. Look at that.
Yay!
So,
How many
my
people could I
goal,
squirt today?
that's great. So my goal for you is to give you some money-making ideas. So you might have to have a pen and paper ready. I want to give you some money-making ideas so that you can use this networking situation that you're into and make more money. How does that sound? Sound good?
Yay!
Yes. Right? Ask me another question. Say, hey, Steve, what brings you here today?
Of course, like you said,
Steve, what brings
What
you
brings you here,
today?
Steve?
I'm
Well,
on a
that's a
video
fantastic
conference
question.
that I'm going
Right?
to videotape it.
Oh, good. Might as well videotape that. Okay, good. Why not? Ask me another question. Say, what do you hope to get out of this event? Ask me that.
What do you hope to get out of this event?
Ask me one more question. Say, hey, what kind of, this is an alternate question. Say, what kind of cool stuff is going on in your business right now? Ask me that.
Yeah. What kind of cool stuff
is going on in your business, Steve?
right now?
Okay, now just a few questions. Now, when I was a kid, I used to be a real shy kid, right? Anybody?
No way.
I don't believe that. No. No.
It's true. I mean, my first kiss, right? I had to tell this girl, we have to practice this many, many times so that we get it right, okay? Because I'm a real shy guy, all right? So we have to, sometimes you have to know what to say so that we can get. Now, a friend of mine, he was a proclaimed introvert, right? He says he's an introvert, and he says, oh, Steve, you're an extrovert. So I'm an introvert, so I can't, and when I go to these networking events, I have to be brilliant. And I think he is a brilliant guy. And he taught me a few things about networking. He says, when you go to a networking event, you have to know what to say and you have to ask some serious questions, kind of like the questions that you just asked me. He says, when you first you have to introduce yourself, right? You introduce yourself to whoever you're speaking to. And then he goes up to people and he asks this question. Hi, my name is Steve. Hey, what's your goal for coming to this event today? What's your goal? Right? So then all of a sudden he gets to people start talking about themselves, right? And then he asks them, well, what brings you here? What brings you here? Because he doesn't know what to say. He's really shy. He asks the third question. What do you hope to get out of this event? Those are some of the questions he asks everybody, because he always has to have something to talk about. Now, as an alternate question he always has on his backup is, what kind of special cool thing are you doing in your business right now? And he has that back on the side. See, though, I had you ask me those questions to get you practicing on the questions to ask. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
if you ask these questions, here's his point. He doesn't want to start talking about himself, right? He wants to get the people talking about themselves.
Right.
Well, we know this. This is like business 101. But when you get people talking about themselves, you start trying to figure out what they want and what they need. Okay. And that's what it's all about in networking. Now, in networking, we have to figure out, okay, I want to go here. Of course, ultimately, I want to get business out of this event. But it's kind of like, the CABA logo, right? Our CABA logo, I got a picture of it here on one of the directories. You can see it. It's the little logo. We see it. It's of two hands coming together, right? And what is that? What is that saying? What is our saying for CABA?
Use CABA member first.
Use CABA member, but it's CABA connects, right?
Right.
So CABA connects. So that is what they're really after. They're connecting people one way or another. See, you're going to these networking events and you're connecting with other people. And that is the key that we have to keep remembering. We have to connect with other people all the time. Okay, think of it this way. You're putting together a puzzle. Right? You're putting together a puzzle. Now, if you go to this event and it's all about me, I want to get business for me, right? That's what it's all about. It's kind of like you get a piece of the puzzle. There's 1,000 pieces. You grab a piece in the middle, and then you try to find the pieces to connect to you, to connect to your piece, right? It's hard because there's a lot happening. But if you do it this way, this might make it a little bit better for you. As you're going through your puzzle, get a piece, put it off the side, get another piece, put it off the side, and then you can start putting together multiple pieces at a time, right? We do that when we're putting together puzzles. We put together puzzles, right? But you start putting together multiple pieces, and all of a sudden, the puzzle starts coming together, and then it kind of starts surrounding you, and it starts connecting to you. See, my point for telling you that is if you start connecting other people with other people. So you ask them the question, what brings you to this event? Well, you know what? I'm trying to get some business because I'm in the title business and I'm trying to get more title business. I see you're a realtor, so I'm trying to get more people like you. And then, great. Well, I know another guy, another girl, and she's our CAB president-elect. She can use your business too. So you connect people together. All right. Now, CABA connects, right? Or any kind of networking group you're in. If you start connecting other people together continuously, right? And all of a sudden, people end up connecting you back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does that happen
Absolutely.
to anybody? Right? Now, you've connected people together in time. Now, there's so many networking groups out there, and there's some certain things that we do that we need to keep doing continuously when we're in a networking event. One of them is, of course, wear your name tag, right? Anytime now, we have our name tags plastered on there, but if you have your own name tag, people start remembering that, right? Now, you want to get people to figure out different ways to remember you. Remember, there's a lot of people in these events, right? There's a lot of people online right now. Now, how are they going to remember you after it's all said and done and it's over? Now, last week, Captain Carmen was on our Lunch and Learn, right? He's a great guy. Now, what is it that he's doing all the time? One thing that he's wearing that you remember about Captain Carmen?
His cap.
Oh, he's got a cap on. Right? He's the captain. Captain Carmen's got a cap, right? Gotta love the cap.
I call him the captain.
He's got a cap. Now, what does Ann Nickel do every time you see her at an event? You already did it.
I squirt you.
Ah, she squirts you. She squirts you. Rob from ADT, right? He says, don't get robbed.
Use Rob.
Call Rob. He always says that, right? There's certain things that we can remember. Now, I always put this crazy sign up that you probably remember, and I always kind of throw it up there. That is just my little prop that I have to try to get people to remember the 408 sold. Now, what is it that you do? What is it you do that people might remember? How about this? Who else is in CABA right now that does something that you remember? Anybody? What is it that you remember about somebody? Right?
I remember Barbara. She helps me with my money.
God bless you, Annie. We love you forever.
Yeah, Barbara, yeah.
Right? Right? So, like, who does podcasts?
Diane.
Hey, Diane does podcasts. Then we remember podcasts, right?
Yep, and I have buckets of money.
Right, buckets of money. Who does estate planning?
DGP.
Yeah, EGP. And who's got the standard line? What does the fox say?
Jeffrey Fox.
Right? Now, they've got some certain things that they're doing. Now, if you think about it, right, everybody's, there's doing something that you're remembering. They're trying to put a little tagline. Now, remember this, okay? Remember this point that I'm telling you. This is a money-making point. Money-making point, everybody. Figure out something that you can do that's memorable, okay? Figure something out that's memorable, because you get a lot of people in these events, right? And it could be online too. We do the lunch and learns, we have some fun, we're laughing. You just gotta remember, what do I do that's memorable, right? Does anybody remember my speech I did last night at the CABA meeting? Anybody? What did I talk about? Nobody remembers.
No.
Then it wasn't that good. I know half the people on.
It was the sage.
The sage. The sage.
Because you
right?
never know.
Because you never know, right? I started putting this sage out there, and I tell you what, I've got more stories than Walt Disney. In 25 years in real estate, there is some whack things that happened to me. So, so when I have my little 30 seconds or 1 minute, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to tell you something that you're going to remember. Okay, here's another money-making point for you in networking. Try to say something. Now, if I just tell you, okay, I'm Steve Vigil, I've been in business for 25 years, I sell houses. If you know anybody who wants to buy or sell a house, call me, right? If I say that, will you remember that next week, right? Well, you might remember sage, right? I remember, was it Barbara Seckley? Where is she at? Where's Barbara? And hey, there's Barbara. One time she brought some flowers. She brought some flowers to an event, and it was awesome. And then I grabbed Barbara on the side. I said, Barbara, you know what the best thing about these roses are? You remember what I said, Barbara? Where's Barbara? She's off to the side.
She's eating her lunch.
Oh, she's eating lunch.
I'm eating lunch.
Okay, do you remember that conversation?
I do remember you taking the flowers. I don't remember what you said.
And I sniffed the rose and I said, you know the best part about rose? It gives you more life. You remember that? I'm talking about the energy of the rose.
Yes.
It gives you more life. And so you're transferring the energy from the rose into your body and it gives you energy. That's a true story, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at a rose under a X-ray, it's pulsing with energy. And if you, that's why when people inhale a rose, they kind of get a little euphoric after a while. Don't do it too much, but you sit there, inhale the rose, and you get a little lightheaded after a while. Oh my gosh. Next time you're somewhere you see a rose, sniff the rose, see what happens to you. But so all that is just a little story that you can remember. So if you tell people something that they remember, something, even if that was a little silly, okay, talking about the rose, it's a little silly, but do you do anything like that, stories, to touch on people's emotions?
Yep.
Right? If you touch on people's emotions, they remember that, right? They remember the emotions. Look at Ann getting emotional over there. Something just triggered a memory.
Yeah, because I squirt people and they don't know what happened.
It's
so funny.
Yes. Now, about 15 years ago, I was at an event with Dr. Shapiro, right, at his office. And he was running around.
That's where I met you. I love you.
Get out of town, right? And he was,
Yeah.
we had this thing going on about, hook up with CABA, use CABA first, and we're really pushing it really hard. So then it was my turn to speak, and I said, okay, when I sell a house, what I do is I get the CABA directory out, and first I'm going to need a title company, so I call Master Needs Title. Then I need an inspector, so I call JM Inspectors. Then I need a repair guy, so I call the handyman. Then I need an insurance place, so I call Kelsey. Then I need somebody, a locksmith, so I call Paul at Merrill's locksmith. And oh crap, I got a roof leak. I called Dwayne to give me help to get a new roof. Oh my gosh, I need a massage. I called Debbie Ryan. Please, Debbie, I'm all stressed out over here. I need a massage. And next thing you know, the sale is happening. So I need a drink. Let's go to Marlo's. Come on, let's go please have a Marlo's and have a drink.
I'm there with you. I'm there with you, boy.
Okay, that was my 30-second talk. They're still talking about it today. You remember that, Dr. Shapiro said all the time. Steve said, and I did that. Debbie, do you remember that, Debbie? Anyways, that was a long time ago. That was fun. And so that's why you want to say things that people remember, right? And when it's CABA Connects, that's a true story. When I sell a house, I employ a lot of people. So, and you think about it to yourself in your business too. Who else do you employ? Who do you connect up, right? And all those people, they end up eventually giving you business. I mean, if you turn around and connect, go ahead, whoever said that. If you connect 100 people, right, in a year, let's say you connect 100 people in all these different events. You go to 20, 30 events, and then you connect 2 or 3 at each event. Oh my gosh, 100 people can connect fast. And then out of this little event, say like 10% of them end up giving you some business back. Call this silly guy. He's always telling silly stories. He does real estate. Just call him and see what he says. Call a couple more CABA realtors too. And then you pick your best one. And so we end up getting referrals just by connecting other people, right? Money making point. Yes? That makes sense?
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so there's so many networking opportunities. The networking opportunities are countless. CABA is just one company that is formed to try to hook up. Now, how many members do we have in CABA today? Anybody? Sharon?
300.
300? How many members do we have in CABA?
321.
321. And the Carewood Area Business Association, that's business owners. So the thing about, think about that number, 321. If 10% of the people, and we start connecting all these people together, if 10% give you business, there's 332 people that can give you business that year, right? In my business, at an average of 10 grand a pop, that's a lot of money. So you think about your business, right? How many people does it take to get you more business? And the weird thing about it, networking, it's just an extra business. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the fun part of business. I mean, I have my regular job that I'm going, and the extra thing is networking that I do, right? And then you do some other things to get business, right?
That's right.
Networking is just one of the branches of your business. But imagine if you can get, how much business can you get by just doing it the right way? But networking groups like Facebook, LinkedIn, there's active marketing, there are passive networking. Now you can go to cultural events. There's charity events all over your networking. There's community volunteering events all over the place. There's trade shows. Oh my God, there's private groups all over the place for networking. You can think of what other networking groups are out there that you guys can throw up right there, right off the bat, that you can mention. I see everybody. You can unmute yourself. It's okay. What is it?
Chambers.
Chamber of Commerce's. Right. What else?
Yeah, the chambers. Right.
Right. Happy hours all over the place. Neighbor homeowners association events. Right. Small working people, small, you can go to a bar and start networking with the people around the bar, right?
Right.
I know
That's with
some
them.
events that Debbie Ryan always talked about many times. She goes to these game places afterwards, and they play these games on at the different clubs, and try to, like, game shows and different things that they do. You can network on an airplane and the people around you. Not anymore, maybe, but maybe. I don't know, who knows? But for me, networking is net, N-E-T /working. And for me, N-E-T, it means no extra time, because I figured, okay, I already did my business for today. I'm going to go to this event now, and I'm going to have a little fun, right? And it's just, sometimes it's your release, or, you know, maybe it's an after 5, maybe it's a breakfast or coffee, and it'll get you juiced up for the day, right? So I'm going to go to this event, and I'm going to connect a few people. I'm going to say hello to some people and meet some different people all of a sudden. And next thing you know, you get business out of it, out of the blue. I call it fun business, me personally. That's what I call networking. It's just fun business. It's not even part of my business, but I end up getting business from it.
It is fun. It is
Right?
fun.
It is fun, right?
Right.
It's networking. So it's like, to me, it's just like no extra time, net, and working. So I'm working, but am I really, people, you guys see me at the networking groups in the fun. Am I working?
Oh,
Right?
no.
So here's just like a little recap. Okay, now when you go to these events, when you get there, first you want to ask questions. What are the questions that you want to ask? So I want to make sure you guys got this. Okay, one of some of the questions you're going to ask. Let me go back to my notes. What are the questions? Anybody?
What do you
What do
use
you
on your
do?
skin?
What do you do? Okay, that's a good question. What else?
What brought you here today?
What brought you here today? All right. What else?
I would say, how did you hear about CABA?
How did you hear about CABA? Okay.
Who's a good referral partner for you?
Who's a good referral partner for you? I like that. Right? What else? You guys are great, man. You got all this is gold. What else?
Can I introduce you to some people?
Let me introduce you to some people. What are your goals for coming here today? Right? You want to ask them that, because everybody's got a different reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
What brings you here?
Mm-hmm.
What brings you here? Right?
Yeah. And who brought you?
Who brought you here? Right?
Yeah.
Introduce
Who
them.
told you about CABA?
And when you bring guests and you want your guests to be welcome, you want to introduce them to other people, right?
Yeah. Take them around the
Introduce
room.
them. Next thing you know,
Absolutely.
and how about this question? What do you hope to get from this event? Right? If you ask them those questions, next thing you know, they start engaging you. The art of communication is engagement, okay? It's engagement. If you get engagement, all of a sudden the communication starts going. Would it be better for them? Right?
Yeah.
It's better for them.
Absolutely.
How about it's better for you? Right? Now, if you just talk about yourself, you don't find out anything about them, what good is that? Right? Now,
I never talk about myself.
yeah, sometimes they ask about you, right? There's your opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't have to ask about Ann. She's already scored you. Right?
Yeah. They know already.
They know already. So ask your questions. Now, another recap is wear something or have your name tag on, right? Have your name tag ready.
Right.
Do like the captain. Put your captain on.
Yeah.
Miss
Name tag.
Vada, she
Bottle.
wears these glasses, right?
Bottle.
Right? Or you have your bottle,
Chris-
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Got my
So,
bottle.
Christine Vada, Miss Vada, she has those glasses with no glasses in it, just the rings, right?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
But I don't know why, but I remember that. Okay? So do something that you remember, right? And then connect the puzzle pieces, right? Connect as many puzzle pieces as you can with people, right? Remember the CABA's logo. What's CABA's logo?
CABA connects.
Connects. CABA connects.
CABA connects, right? Two hands shaking, right? CABA connects. And it is so important. But it's just not CABA. It's in everything you do, every part of your life, every person that you meet. All these points will work for everything, right? Connection. Get them talking about themselves. The more you find out about them is where the gold is, because they start telling you everything. Now, there's networking groups that always try to get you to go on these one-on-ones. Who's heard about the one-on-ones, right? You've heard about the one-on-ones. Now, Joshua, unmute yourself for a second. How does the one-on-one work?
The concept of sitting down one-on-one with another business person and getting to know what they do so you can get to know what they do. And it gives you that opportunity to build that deeper level of relationship more than just, speed dating.
Absolutely. Right. Now, has that worked for you?
It does some. When I sit with a realtor and get to know them, it definitely takes the relationship deeper than just, hey, here's my business card, nice to meet you. Right. Once you get to know where they're from, what they do, what their interests are, family, it brings the depth to the relationship so they can trust you, because it's about building rapport.
Right. Now, you got your regular business, Joshua, what you're doing every day. Now, this is just a side thing, isn't it? Right? The one-on-one, right? Yes. Now, if you do, let's throw a number out there, one a week, right? What if you do one? What if you do one a month, right? And same thing with your networking events, right? You do one a week, one a month. CABA has meetings every single week. But if you do one a week, that's 50 by the end of the year. What if 10% of them give you business? That's 5 deals, baby, right? That's 5 extra deals for having fun. And you connect, and those relationships that you end up building, they turn into long-term relationships, don't they? Where'd Joshua go? He's gone. There he is. But they turn into long-term relationships after a while. In CABA, for all you guys here, how many people have got really good friends? Yeah, almost everybody's hands raised, right? The longer you're in these networking groups, the more you get these long-term relationships. And that's why I always think to myself, this is why I've been in CABA so long. Everybody knows me. Now, why would I get out of this group? Oh my God. When you get so many people that know you, right? And they end up giving you business, you're going to stay in this group forever, right? Does that make sense? Everybody that has got out of the group, it probably got out of the group because they say stuff like, well, it doesn't work for me. Well, just like I said in my intro, you got to work it so it'll work for you, right? Mm-hmm. You got to get the connections. The more connections you start putting the more puzzle pieces together, the more they come back to you. I guarantee it. I always say, you got the Mr. Steve guarantee, because when you connect all these puzzle pieces together, they start inevitably connecting, right? 22 years in this networking group I've been here. And everybody is like, all of a sudden, if they think about real estate, we got a few realtors in our group. Recommend them all, I say, and let the customer pick the best one. It's okay. I don't care. You don't have to be this only person, but hey, that's what we do. We connect people together, right? And there's several of you here that I've used in the business. There's Neil Fox, Jeff. We put your name out there because what does the fox say? Ding, 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 right? So then Jeff has something that he always says. So recap and connect with the people at a deeper level, and they end up giving you business back. You should stay in the networking groups. When you get one that there's, especially a big one like this, you should stay forever, right? Because eventually the puzzle starts coming together, right? So if it's not working for you right now, right? What else can you do to make it work for you, right? All you have to do is start over and ask the questions. Go in there and start asking questions. Start connecting with people, right? When we came on, I think I talked to every single one of you. And when we're on the meetings and the weekly meetings, I'm chatting over there, I'm playing around. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing, Kelsey? Hey, Josh, what's going on, Dave? Hey, Jennifer, like your hair. I'm always doing something like that. What I'm doing is I'm connecting. See, you can connect online as well, right? What other ways can you connect online? Give me some ideas. Come on, let's mastermind this. You're muted, and I hear you. I see you talking. Oh, I just heard a big thunderstorm. So if we lose each other, but it was fun. God is thundering upstairs. But what did you say, Ann? You're muted right now. What other ways can you do to get business?
Use the phone.
Use the phone virtually.
The phone's your friend.
Oh, the phone is your friend. Right? I always say the money is in the phone. I throw that affirmation
is.
for myself.
Hello.
The money is in the phone.
See?
The money spits out $100 bills. When I pick up the phone, the money's like an ATM machine. I say that to myself all the time. Silly, but it works for me.
Right.
What
I
other
talk
way?
to myself all the time.
You talk to
I
yourself all the
I
time?
heard a great quote. I
Yes.
actually read it in the paper. It was a quote that
This is so
there was
funny
a
with
guy
him.
who does, he termed it an unexpected gesture.
Uh-huh.
So I just mailed out to all my clients who live near the water, because we had our first hurricane warning 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So Susie and I mailed out a package that was a binder that you could put all of your important documents in,
Uh-huh.
along with a note that said, here's a list of all the things you would want to put into that binder. And we FedExed it to each client.
Woo-hoo.
Those clients weren't expecting that. And then they opened it, and then we had a presentation this morning that came back to the 40 that we mailed out. I think we had 17 clients who tuned in to a 10 o'clock webinar to feedback into another piece that I was trying to build with them. So I love this idea of an unexpected gesture,
Absolutely.
you know, for your clients. What a great idea, right?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. See, this virtually, you know, that we're in the virtual world today, there's always a lot of different things that you can do to get business. Anybody else want to share an idea to get virtual business? Anybody? I know Diane does the podcast. That's virtual all the way, right?
All the way. Yep.
Absolutely. That's gold, right? We can all do that. What else? Who else?
Yep. And in this kind of setting, and different kind of networking groups, we can joining a committee or volunteering gives the introvert an excuse to call somebody and start a conversation because they have a list of things they want to talk about, so they don't have to be afraid to call.
Absolutely. Yes. Josh?
I'm a big fan of Instagram.
Okay,
I
Instagram.
way too much time on it. However, it's like, so I have my personal page and I have my business page, and I've just developing relationships. I've gone out on a limb, which me as an introvert to talk to complete strangers takes a whole lot of effort. But I just created a simple message and just started sharing it with people.
Wonderful.
And I get people to respond back. I got realtors from Miami to San Francisco that I chat with. I've got, and then it's just the engagement. You know, it's the place to have a conversation. I congratulate someone when they close a deal. I congratulate, a home inspector. I'm friends with, all sorts, title and inspections and other mortgage brokers, because it's not just about me winning in my business, but it's, just congratulating people as they are successful. And there's that, relationship that you build, and hopefully, down the road, it leads to a referral or a connection. But for a lot of the younger generation, for me and those younger than I, that's where people are. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're engaging. We want to see your life, not just the business you do, but, show me your pets, show me your beach pictures, show me what you're eating for dinner. Because we want to know who you are. And that's what we're doing.
Great networking tips right there. And as an introvert, were these good tips for you today? Yes. All right. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. The picture with the thumbs up that I had? Did you remember the picture? I was wearing the same exact outfit, and I had the thumbs up. Actually, I did, it's this way. And thumbs up like that. You know what that means? Does anybody? That means everything is going to be all right. That's what that means. Okay, so remember that. With all these crazy things going on right now, everything's going to be all right. Right? So there's so many different things that we can network with, and online, and I'm sure a lot of you have more ideas Jennifer Jenkins, she put out this thing about a cleanse. I couldn't help myself. I mean, I thought I knew everything about health on the planet, you know, but there's always more. You don't know everything. And I signed up for her. She was probably surprised I signed up, but I wanted to know. That was my juice. That was I wanted that information bad, right? So I paid my fee and I got it. And she started sending me all this stuff. Next thing you know, I did what she got me. And that was all virtual. Right? And I lost 13 pounds. Oh, look at my shirt's all loose now. What? But anyway, thank you, Jennifer. But the thing is, being locked up in your house, instead of eating everything, you can't eat the right things. That's what we have to remember. But so, okay, it's 12:45. So I want to talk very quickly about this pandemic, right? And that's going to be really quick because I always think there's only one way to go, right? The sun comes up, it's going to keep coming up. It's going to come up tomorrow. The sun's going to set tomorrow, right? The world keeps spinning. It's going to keep going no matter what, right? So I put the thumbs up to everybody all the time. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. When everybody starts talking negative to me, I always say, everything's going to be all right. How can you be so positive? Well, I feel this. No matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, I can't control the world. I can't control nothing. But what I can control is my reaction to the world, right? I can control what's going on in here. And then so somebody tells me, hey, Steve, it's all bad news. What are you going to do about that? Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can read a good book, right? I can say some internal affirmations to myself like I do every single day with groups of people, right? I can control that to keep me excited because I always feel there's only one way to go, right? It's forward. Forward is the only way to go. There's no backwards. On your car, you got this huge windshield and you got this little rear view mirror, right? What does that mean? That means life is this big in the front and that big in the back there. Don't look back there too much. It's too tiny, but it's big up here, right? Forward. Everything we do is forward, right? People are scared, right? Well, I heard on a call this morning, what does fear mean? They're so scared. Fear is the acronym false evidence appearing real. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Well, we hear all this stuff. Everything we hear, is it real? I don't know. But what I can do about it is I can eat healthy. I can do some exercise. I can stay pumped up. I can do some certain things to make sure if anything comes my way, I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it the best way I can because whatever happens is going to happen. And I'm going to be ready for it no matter what, because I'm going to go forward. No matter what happens to me, whatever comes, I'm going to keep moving forward, right? And that's all we can do. Keep moving forward, right? Is the sun's going to come up tomorrow morning. It's going to set. The world's going to keep spinning. Nothing's going to stop. We got to keep moving forward, right? Just remember that, right? When all this negative stuff comes to you, you just throw something back at you. No, like if everything's crashing down, the whole world's dying, everything's on fire, you're going to say, oh my God, at least the sun's going to come up tomorrow, right? Right? You just, whatever it is, it's going to take you to get you back into a positive place, right? Keep yourself pumped up. Just look in the mirror. Say, man, everything's going to be all right. And while you're looking in there, say, man, you're looking sexy. Oh my gosh, you're looking sexy. Oh my gosh. So you can keep saying some things to yourself. Like everybody, unmute yourself right now. Everybody unmute yourself. Say again, today is going to be okay.
Today's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Today, everyone's going to say yes.
Yes.
Everyone's going to say
Everybody's
yes.
gonna say yes.
Say it 3 times. Today, everyone's going to say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
One more time. Today, everyone's going to say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Put some attitude in it, right? Look at you. I'm even punching myself over here. Give yourselves a punch on the yes. Say today, everyone's going to say yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Everyone's gonna say,
Yes, yes.
Say I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Say that.
I'm alive,
I am
excited,
alive
and
and
full of
excited.
energy.
I'm exploding with energy.
Explode!
See, sometimes you can trick your own brain. All of a sudden, you say, I'm exploding with energy. You could be tired, but next thing you know, oh, where did this energy come from? I just said it. Your brain says, okay, I guess it's full of energy. So you just got to keep saying stuff like that to yourself. And every single day, I get with a group of realtors around the country, and we give ourselves a little pep talk, right? And then at the end of the call, we start saying these affirmations to each other. And then at the very end of the call, we always say, 1, 2, 3, it's showtime. Because the reason I say it's showtime, because as you go out the world, oh, let me tell you a sign I have on my door in my house. It's on the inside of the door, right? Inside my door, it says, step into my office. So when I walk, as I'm leaving the house, there's a sign that says, step into my office. My office is outside. I can't make any money. I got to get out there, right? So as I leave my house, it says, step into my office. That is showtime. When you leave your house, you meet people, you're online, you're done. It's your show time. It's time to make your show. So anybody asks me, what time is it? Right? They look at my watch. What time is it? I always say, it's showtime. And so take that attitude. It's showtime. Hey, Ann, we hear you.
There you go. Got it.
We still hear it. Oh, maybe not. So keep that in mind when you're doing. Keep your logo in front of you. Whatever you say, keep something standard. So if you want to get a hold of me, I have some videos. I want to let you know that I have these videos. If you guys are interested in it, they're affirmation videos. I'll be happy to share them with you. Hopefully they'll get you pumped up. I got about 25 of them I had a professional make.
Oh, of course.
Reach out to me. I'll email you some of them, and if you like them, I'll send you some more. No big deal. But they're affirmation videos. Like, today's gonna be a great day. Yes, yes. And then it's just like 2 or 3 minutes of excitement, and then just mock whatever I say. It's silly. It's fun. But if it gets you internally pumped up, wouldn't that be great to start your day that way? Right? So if you're interested in that, just let me know, and I'll be happy to send it to you. That is my presentation, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed everything. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anybody?
Hey, I love that thumbs up, but really you got it wrong. It's 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Thumbs up on steroids.
Thumbs up on steroids. I love it. You're welcome. All right, good. You say it, Jeff. And just keep on keeping the thumbs up, no matter what happens.
Absolutely. And that, that goes from my favorite quote is, life is really 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it.
Exactly.
I have that quote on my desk.
Yes.
It's all about attitude. It's your attitude. That's how you have to start the day with the right attitude and end the day with the same attitude.
One of my mentors told me, he says, I can't control my first thought sometimes. When the world starts coming to me, whatever I think, he says, I can't control my first thought, but I can control my second thought.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
I think positive as much as I can.
Oh, there's some rain.
Anybody else have any pumped up things you can share with the group? Anybody?
Nope.
I was going to say something real quick.
Yes,
You can
please.
hear me lightning in the background.
Yeah, big storm outside.
Sometimes when I go to events or meetings, I just kind of look around and see who's the mover and shaker.
Yeah.
Because you can always pick them out in a crowd. And that's who I want to get to know, to see how I can help them.
Absolutely.
Because I already know they have a lot of good connections.
Yes.
So
There's
sometimes I just observe for a little while and then make my move towards the mover and shaker. to get
Right.
to know that person and see how I can help them.
Yeah.
Because I can tell by the way people respond to them that they are, in fact, a mover and shaker.
A long time ago in the Coast Guard, I was a drug enforcement officer doing a lot of drug busts out in the Yucatan Channel, and I see everything. I'm like scanning. So do that too. See where the action's happening. But there's always advocates out there in your group of people that you know. There's always like 10% of them that are your advocates, that they pump you up. Take those guys out in a one-on-one, like Josh says, and that way, you know, they're lots of business comes out of them. Right?
Yeah, and I did that at a funeral one time. There was someone at a funeral. I could tell that she was the person that was connecting everyone.
Yeah.
So I just introduced myself. Come to find out, my son was graduating from college in New York at the time. Come to find out, she knew the owner of the largest marketing firm in New York City, who my son knew but had no connection with. So guess what?
What?
Just by me going to her and introducing myself, I was able to connect my son directly with the head person of the biggest marketing firm in New York City. I had no idea.
Wow.
So you never know, you know, who, you know, just go and introduce yourself. That's all you have to do. And that's just how it happens.
Right.
I think one of the, most of you know, I love John Maxwell, and on his podcast recently, he did a segment on networking, and one of the things that he always asks is, who do you know that I should know?
Oh,
And
I like that.
so he actually, one of the guys that he spoke to said, hey, you know, who around you do you know that you think I should know? And it was John Wooden. And I love John Wooden. I have his book. Like, I just love his leadership. And he actually got into a very close relationship with John Wooden for many, many years because of that simple question that he asked. So it's very powerful. So, you know, just a simple introduction into, you know, their inner circle.
I was reading the chat and it said, where's the cowbell? Well, I don't have a cowbell, but when every time I get an appointment, you know, around the house, I always ring the bell. Or I got one other thing that I do. I don't know if you can see it. It's called the WHOOMP, WHOOMP, the WHOOMP button. And whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. I got my little whoop button. You got to do something to make yourself excited, you know? Just have fun with it.
Yeah.